Thank you for the presentation. I know the time is 7 minutes only, but I will make sure to respect it. So, I am Ahmed Shehata. I'm coordinating the IDLO programs in Middle East and North Africa and Southern Asia also. Well, IDLO it stands for the International Development or Law Organization, which is based in Rome in Italy. And I can flip them for you. So, and it's based in Italy. IDLO's mission is to enable governments, empower people, strengthen institutions, to promote peace, justice, sustainable development, and economic opportunities. Through here, we are taking initiative on health and law in order to protect and promote the rights of people living with HIV and K-affected populations. And I bringing you the presentation on the impact of legal programs for people living with HIV, drug users, and other affected populations. So, the initiative on health and law. Why we are considering health is a part of the why considering health and law is a part of the protection package for people living with HIV. Health is a human right guaranteed in the international law. Either law bridges health and law for vulnerable populations. Enabling environment now is seen as health right. Including health services for marginalized and vulnerable population can protect their rights, of course. And legal literacy and legal empowerment are key here. And often, and we can say not often, always, involve civil rights such as speech and association. Alright, so IDLO supports the national HIV-related legal services. We work in Asia Pacific, we work in Latin America, we work in Middle East and North Africa, we work in Central and West Africa. 16 countries. We work now for 5 years and more, since 2009. Our partners are UNAIDS and UNDP in this initiative. So, overview, this is the key points where I will cover my presentation. So the provision of HIV-related legal services can involve different models for delivering the legal services, training for lawyers on HIV basics and more, peer outreach workers, and legal services to protect public health. And the end is collecting evidence and case data. Okay, so in delivering HIV-related legal services, we put set of options for delivery. The first thing is the standalone HIV-related legal services with full-time lawyers who can put their time, who can offer their time to provide legal services for such marginalized groups, K-affected populations, and people living with HIV. It can be also provided into governmental legal aid programs. In some countries, the government can provide free legal aid assistance. HIV or harm reduction organizations can provide legal services. Community outreach, street law programs, and we go beyond the community outreach definition, and we include paralegals as also outreach. So everyone is going in the street talking to someone about their legal rights, their legal information, and so it can be considered a paralegal. The integrated into other human rights services can also provide legal services and legal aid. Private sector lawyers on a pro bono basis provide legal services. Lawyers retained by community-based organizations in different regions. University law schools, we call them small legal clinics in legal schools, where we provide legal information, legal advice. Alright, so when we cover the first thing, training for lawyers and HIV basics and more. The training can include HIV and drug use, sensitivity towards claims, HIV and drug use, applicable national and international law, relevant case law, and so on. This is the toolkit where we developed with the UNAIDS and the UNDP. A toolkit on scaling up HIV-related legal services. This toolkit can be used by lawyers, paralegals, institutions, NGOs who want to provide legal aid to people living with HIV and K populations. And it's more or less so comprehensive on the options of delivery of legal services. and methods and best practices. All right. So when it comes to field outreach worker, where they can increase the demand on legal services, outreach workers, they identify and contact people living with HIV and gay populations, providing with legal information, encouraging them to contact a lawyer if they wish so they can increase the demand on legal services. Legal services protect public health by keeping people and gay-affected populations out of prisons. One of the legal service providers in Egypt, I just get this quotation because it was very important. He said, in our experience, drug users and other gay populations, like men who have sex with men and sex workers, arrested on HIV-related criminal charges, who have quality legal representation, cannot go to prison. The police are able to make the case. Courts are unwilling to convict them without evidence. If a drug user or homosexual appears in a court without a lawyer, he is unlikely to be sent to prison, and he cannot protect their rights. All right, and the last thing is collect evidence for advocacy while providing legal service. This is the thing. If you provide legal services, you defend some cases, you collect the data for these cases, you have evidence, and then you can affect the law reform in the country. And then that's why the evidence is essential for sound law and reform. Evidence based on data from legal services and strategic litigation can assist in law reform. And of course, we need to be careful about the confidentiality of collecting these data. Thank you, everyone, and that's my presentation for today. Thank you.